What's going on, my plant peoples? I am the ADHD gardener, where I use horticultural therapy to get my life together, also to maintain the sobriety and life lessons with ADHD and how to get better at this because I don't know what I'm doing in life. I really hope that you saw the horticultural therapy and my treatment plan that I'm going to be putting myself on in order to get myself together and better organize and tackle a lot of my executive function issues that I really definitely have. One of the main key executive function issues that I'm having is organization. Now, if you check out that one video, that first video that I said, it really explains how I'm going to be going through this process. But also, I started with organization inside of my house, because what better way to start the whole journey is than inside of your house. But now that we're outside in the garden, what in the world and how can we get organized in our garden so our garden does not look like a hot mess, Jack? Because you want people in your garden, right? You want to show the garden. People want to see your garden. On Facebook, that's my everyday thing, my random thoughts, my memes, and whatever floats through my mind. And then I'm on Instagram, but also I'm on TikTok. That is my addiction or my alcohol recovery sobriety story, and also learning more about ADHD and everything that has to do about it. So follow me there. Back to the video. Well, the first thing that we're going to be doing is picking up all the garbage. Absolutely every single piece of plastic, anything that does not belong on the ground, anything that does not belong on the garden beds. When you're a disorganized, chaotic mess, you have a tendency of carrying a bunch of clutter around with you everywhere you go. It's not that you mean to, it's just, it is what it is, especially if you are ADHD or any other neurodivergent that does not go with mainstream anything. I cannot have a hot mess in my garden because what am I going to do? Feel embarrassed if I have a bunch of people coming over here and my garden and my backyard looks like a dump site. I cannot have that anymore. And as many times as my dad has reminded me, we already know that, I gotta get more organized. So that starts with cleaning up, and that's what we're gonna be doing.
Finally, the runway is looking clear so the dogs can run around.
I'm so trying to get organized.
You also have to give them a good path from there all the way around so they can run without tripping and cutting their legs or their feet. You know what I mean?
Doesn't it look like so much better?
It's called organization.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God, it took extremely hard.
Mindfulness, Jack. Mindfulness.
I know, exactly.
No,
Absolutely.
I used to be a woodworker too.
Yeah, I'm jack of all trades.
If you work in a shop, every day you have to quit at a certain time and clean up.
Yeah.
Clean up. Gather all your tools. Put away all the scrap wood, throw away what you're going to throw away.
Jose said that too.
Everybody does that in a shop. You have to clear it in the morning when you come to work.
Yeah.
You want to be tripping over yesterday's
No.
wood piles and sawdust.
That would happen to me all the time.
Every day. So every day when you're out here in the garden, do the same thing. Say, oh my God, it's 3 o'clock. I need to be done by 4 or 3:30. Stop a half an hour earlier and gather stuff. Gather your tools. Put stuff away. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
in the morning, you're going to love it. When you come out here and you say, oh, here's my rake. Here's my little hoe. Here's my pitchfork.
It is. I know. That's why I have it all here.
So it's you have to stop early, a little earlier than you want to, but get yourself organized.
Bro, I've been picking up so much plastic. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I question myself, how in the world did I just walk right over this for years? Like, I think that has to do with object permanence. Now, that's for another topic on another day. But man, let me tell you, get rid of all of the excess garbage, plastic, everything. That's probably why they say ADHD people tend to be, a little on the hoarding side, because we keep stuff. We collect stuff. We just like stuff. And what happens is that stuff gets to become too much. And the next thing you know, we're hoarding a bunch of stuff that we don't even possibly ever need, nor will ever use. Right now, I'm burning all that wood. All that wood has come from a lot of the summer project between me and Dad and everything. So I obviously do not want it here. So time to burn it. Luckily, Dad to the rescue, and he's gonna help me organize my hoses. We lined the hoses up the fence wall, but as you can see what Dad is doing, we're clearing the pathway. I do not want any trip hazards. Removing all the plastic, anything on the ground, anything metal or sharp has to go. Because if you don't get rid of the small things, it starts to build up and then it becomes a big thing. And we don't want that. When you have untreated weeds, or you have like a bunch of weeds growing absolutely everywhere, it just makes your garden look a lot more messier and a lot more cluttered and not put together. I know it looks like a hot mess now, but it's all good because once it's spring and summertime, you'll notice that everything will go green and this is not filled with weeds. I find it amazing that in the Bible, Jesus said that you cannot put new wine into old wineskins. That means if you are trying and striving to become a new person, or if you are that new person, you cannot still be hanging around your same old ways. And that means if I'm trying to have a new garden, a new perspective, a new everything, I cannot be carrying the same old mentality like I had before. And that means garbage. The garbage has to go. There's some stuff that I'm really not going to be working on, right now, but I know that in the future I will be working on, like irrigation and everything. But for now, this is all about spring cleanup, even though we're not in spring. It's early spring because ADHD people, you think we're going to be spring cleaning one time? No, we're going to be spring cleaning all the time. And that's what I figured out. Like normal people may need to just clean up every once in a while. We need to clean up like all the time, like once a day. Like all the time.
Every day you have to quit at a certain time and clean up.
Yeah.
Gather all your tools, put away all the scrap wood, throw away what you're going to throw away.
You know, Jose said that too.
Everybody does that in a shop. You have to clear it in the morning when you come to work.
Yeah.
You want to be tripping over yesterday's
No.
wood piles and sawdust.
That would happen to me all the time.
Every day. So every day when you're out here in the garden, do the same thing. Say, oh my God, it's 3 o'clock. I need to be done by 4 or 3:30. Stop a half an hour earlier and gather stuff.
That's how much we need to maintain our, our orderliness, our organizedness. Is that a word? Organizedness? Right, just like I did it inside of the house with the containers, I had to do it outside here. Now this does not have a container. Obviously this is not where a bunch of containers are, but a one designated spot for all of my stuff. Had I had a shed here, this would all be going in the shed. Maybe that's a good idea to, for the future. Oh, look who's here. That's because they follow me because I have food. This is still looking a hot mess. I have a lot of extra buckets as you see over here, but never fear, that is going to its permanent home because everything needs a permanent place and I'm going to show you right now. Welcome to its permanent home. It's all the way at the far end of the house property, right along the fence line, out of the way. It's looking a little bit of a hot mess because I've been dumping a lot of containers and buckets and a wheelbarrow as you see, but in the end, I will be fixing this up a little more, getting this a little more organized, and just leaving it right here. So every time I need a bucket, a container, anything of that nature, I know where to find it. And of course, you already know I need to go inside of the greenhouse, bring in a bunch of seedlings, check on my seedlings, see how that's going, because I am not waiting again like I did last year on, sprouting a bunch of seedlings way too late. But that means we need to pay attention to what plants are that are inside already. So we might as well just check what's in there just so we can keep observing so nothing gets forgotten. Because memory, again, if we're not paying attention to what is going on around here, then everything's just gonna die or get screwed up or something's gonna break or so on and so forth. So being that I'm out here, we're gonna take advantage and go inside of that greenhouse and see what's going on. We're in the greenhouse. We're just checking it out. So far, so good. Looks like the chickens have not gotten in, so my work has not been messed with. This is where object permanence comes into play because all of these seedlings are in the greenhouse, and all I see is the outside of the greenhouse. That means I completely forget about what's inside of the greenhouse. I completely forget that I have all these seedlings waiting to germinate. Or maybe they're growing and they need more water. This is why we need to pay attention more by reminding ourselves, hey, there is something in the greenhouse. And if you don't remember about that, there's something in the greenhouse, then maybe we need to put little reminders outside the greenhouse. Seedlings in progress. Something. I really hope you enjoyed this video and you got some really good information out of it. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you struggle with organization? Do you have ADHD? And if you do, how in the world do you get yourself organized? How in the world do you keep yourself structured? Because we need to make it happen. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to smash that like button. And also, if you know anyone that has ADHD or could really use some organizational skills and they don't want to feel alone, then share this video because you never know who really needs to get their crap together. And sometimes we just need to motivate each other. And I'm hoping that's what I do. Until the next episode, everybody, when you and me both are going to be growing our happiness one plant at a time, one day at a time. I'll check you out later in the next episode. Peace and love.